No. Now it is.
Okay, so it is recording, so you'll be able to edit that, and we'll put the show in minus this intro part here that I'm stepping all over. We'll just cut this part out, but just the So I'm supposed to be quiet now. Is it?
Shh. There they are already.
There's some people.
All right, we're gonna roll this thing.
No.
All right.
I did anyway. Drink.
You can use that drink. All right. Hi, everybody, and welcome to episode 166, the Slam Fire Live from Alberta edition for August 5th, 2016. I'm one of your hosts.
I'm another one of your hosts.
And I'm another host.
And you are.
Oh, and I'm not there. I'm another one of your hosts.
Yeah, it's live from Alberta and Ontario.
Yeah.
Kinda. Kelly would be here with us, but she hates you and thinks that you suck. So,
Who are we talking about?
You.
All the listeners. You don't like that. That's why you're not here.
You didn't make any effort to travel to Alberta today.
No, I didn't.
So.
Way back when.
Before we get going, let's let the listeners know that are watching live that you can throw out a question anytime. Show format's going to be a little different because we're live. The main topic is simply, a gun.
See, somebody just sent a picture of a gun. Just
Squirrel!
Like that. Boom.
Oh, it's got wood on it.
That's one of the guns we're going to be shooting gophers with.
Oh, excellent. All of a sudden, I like it.
I like it.
Excellent. Yeah, and we're going to get into what we've been doing and what we're going to be doing, and that's pretty much going to be the main topic and answering your questions as we go. So, why don't we start with a little SummerSlam recap since I haven't been
on the show since SummerSlam.
Last time we weren't on the show.
Last time, yeah, there was. There was.
Hey, you left us alone.
Unattempted. We did a pretty good job.
Yeah, you didn't. You're right. You didn't attempt. You basically killed an episode. If I knew how to work computers and stuff, I'd take it off the interwebs.
So
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
SummerSlam happened.
Probably actually not use this table for the mics because we're smacking it. Can we put the mic on the next table and then we can use this for? Sorry about this noise right here, right now.
We're gonna edit all that out.
No, we won't.
So SummerSlam took place on July 23rd and 24th. And just a quick recap, SummerSlam is the Rescuers Gun Club's annual Level 3 match, IPSC Level 3 match. This was our 10th anniversary, so it was the largest Level 3 that we ever put on. Technically, it's our 11th
because
Level
we did
3
nationals
in 2013.
2 years ago.
So I don't think.
See, that's why we moved the mic. Excellent. Because we don't spill water on it when Trevor.
I don't think a lot of clubs out there, and I'd love to hear about them because I don't want to sound like, to be too braggy, but there's probably not a lot of IPSC clubs in Canada that have been holding a Level 3 IPSC match for 11 years in a row.
Yeah, that's a track record for sure.
Yeah. So that was a rifle case falling over.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So, Mike didn't pick it up though, so people are wondering what we're talking about.
So the match was 340 rounds, 18 stages, and for the most part, it was a success.
What do you mean for the most part? Of course, it was a success. It worked very well. It was the best one you've put on yet.
There's always things that I could go back and change, of course, right?
Of course, but that's hindsight, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, a lot of people. I asked some people; they said they enjoyed it more than when we held the Nationals in 2013, which is a huge compliment because that was an event in itself. So anyway, we shot it. Why don't we go back and recap some of our favorite stages and least favorite stages?
Well, my least favorite stage was when you didn't stop me, and you could have.
I'm going to show you the rule book.
I read the rule book. I'm just saying you had the opportunity to, but you didn't take it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So here's what he's talking about, right? So on the draw,
people who are listening later, you're not going to get this because it's video.
So I'm standing up, right? So creeping. If a competitor starts to creep and you can stop him, you give him a warning. So Matthew starts to creep, stops himself,
and then the timer
goes off, and he's looking at me.
I'm waiting for him to stop me because you're supposed to.
But I have no reason to stop you because you stopped yourself from creeping.
My hands were here when the timer went beep. So you should.
You kept your hand there?
It was there.
Yeah. You still get a warning, and then if you do it again, you get a procedural.
Right. I would have taken the warning.
Whatever.
I wouldn't have minded the warning.
Yeah. Well, you were warned anyway.
My 20-second stage wouldn't have been 20 seconds.
Your 13-second stage would have been 13 and not 20.
Instead of 20.
Yeah. And that was on the
very last stage. The one with the Cooper Tunnel.
The Cooper Tunnel. Yeah. Our first Cooper Tunnel. And it worked.
Very well.
Yeah. The thing about a Cooper Tunnel is it has slats over top. And that's so basically think of it as a
tunnel
vertical fault line that you're not allowed to go over, right? So if you stand up, you knock one of the slats on the ground.
You get
a procedural for everyone you knock down. But as you're going through, if you bump the wall and the slats fall,
that doesn't count.
Then it's a range equipment malfunction. You have to reshoot the stage. So we built that sucker solid so that you could pretty much throw a linebacker into it and nothing fell if you stood up. And the other reason why the slats have to fall is if there's an emergency, the competitor can just simply stand up. He doesn't have to back his way out.
Yeah, you're not
try and keep going through.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that was pretty cool. It worked well.
I think so. Yeah. One thing I would fix on that stage, somebody called it a DQ trap. I don't build DQ traps. I don't build 90 traps. There was an interesting comment I'll come about a 90 trap.
That was hilarious.
Well, different match directors in different provinces do things differently. So it's ethnocentrism, right? We shoot IPSC this way at my place, so it must be that way everywhere. But anyway, when you came out of the Cooper Tunnel, there was a port with a cable and a pin, and you had to grab the cable, pull it, and that pulled the pin out, and then the port opened. The problem was the cable was on your gun side.
So you could do this and sweep yourself.
Yeah, you could reach in front of your muzzle and grab the cable. It's no different than grabbing for a doorknob.
Absolutely. You put your gun up and put your hand down. I mean, we've been trained to do this ever since Black Badge.
Yes.
So
and unfortunately, one awesome shooter from Prince Edward Island, who's originally
actually sweep himself.
Yeah.
What I did, I used my gun and knocked the cable out with my muzzle of my gun, poked my gun through the port and shot, and it worked just great. Didn't muzzle anybody, didn't break 90.
It worked.
Worked great.
It worked.
What do you mean? What wasn't great about it?
What wasn't great about it is instead of having your gun ready to enter the port, you had to move your gun over here and then bring your gun back, right?
Yeah,
so
but
I keep my gun.
It was this though.
Yeah.
You know?
And also, that's not a toy. You're not going to break anything on it, so it's not the end of the world. You can smack that thing around and nothing bad's going to happen. But you wouldn't see me hit stuff with my 10 Foglio, obviously, right? So I'm still going to say it worked. I would, I can't.
It worked great for me.
It worked great for you.
For me.
For you.
All right.
Other people used it though, right?
Huh?
Other people used it after you met.
Other people, yeah.
So
Other people used it after you.
Yeah, I don't think other people used his system for pulling the cable.
Yeah, other people did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, other people
Oh.
did. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so what stage did you like?
Oh, I liked almost all of them.
Yeah.
What I liked the best was our very first stage was a strong hand only, and our very next stage was a weak hand only. Those were awesome.
Yeah, we got those out of the way. Yeah,
we got them out of the way right off the bat.
Boom.
So,
boom. You had your strong hand followed by
and
your weak hand.
we had swingers with a weak hand. Whatever, it's close enough.
Yeah, there's one in between. You had
maybe one in between.
You had your strong hand on stage 1 and your weak hand on
stage 3, I think.
Stage 3, yeah.
So yeah, we had one where
still in the first 3 stages we were done with that.
Yeah, and then we're on to everything else. We got that crap out of the way. Yeah. And it actually went well. The weekend only, there was a swinger on a weekend only, which was awesome.
Yeah, and so if you were a lefty, that was challenging because you had to get around the wall to get at the swinger with your right hand. Yeah. So
that was good. No, some of my other favorite stages, the tank stage, obviously. I think that was a sort of a consensus as one of the favorites because you got to shoot up close and around some pretty cool props. I also really enjoyed the subway. We started off in a subway holding a pole, and then the beeper goes, and you had to open a port to shoot out onto the platform, and then there's a stomp plate, and when you hit the stomp plate, the door slides open, but it slid open at like the rate of an actual subway door, so it was really slow. So a lot of people stomped it and stood there waiting for the targets to appear when really you should have stomped it and kept going, open the door and shoot the target through the door, and then come back.
You had 2 arrays. You had the sliding door with the targets out on the platform, and then you had the door to the cockpit,
sure,
where the driver and co-pilot were or whatever. Right. So stomp, open, shoot,
and then
come back and shoot. But some of the stages were gamed, and it turns out from the first port
you can shoot.
You could see the targets, and you could avoid that stomp pad altogether. Yeah, that was one of the way that one of the stages was gamed. The boat was really gamed hard.
Yes,
as well. Yeah. So.
The boat was fun too, though. I did enjoy the boat. My goal for the match was to not hit any penalty targets, and I didn't, and I got 1 mic through the whole match.
That's better than me. I didn't get any penalties,
right?
Surprisingly, but I did pick up a couple of 3-4 mics, maybe.
Right.
I know I had a mic or two on the weekend stage,
Right.
because you ran up to a half a wall, you had a popper, shoot the popper, and then you had a static target there, and then come around and shoot the swinger. And on that static target, I either had one or two mics.
Just going too fast, eh?
Yeah. And I did the same thing on the tank stage, where the tank stage started off, you had a table, and you were sitting behind the table. The gun and the mags were on the table. The gun was loaded, I believe. And then you had two.
No, the gun wasn't loaded.
No?
You grabbed the gun, you loaded it, then you shot, and then you loaded it again before you went to the gate.
You had two partials on this side, which were hardcover, and two partials on this side that were hardcover. The round counts were always 8 rounds, change a mag, 8 rounds, change a mag, 8 rounds, you're done. So pick up the gun, shoot this guy or this target, because they're not guys, they're not people.
Whatever.
Shoot this target, shoot this target, shoot this target. When I went to shoot this target, I shot it once.
And then
when I went to shoot the second time, I was already looking at the door.
And so you went right over it.
Yeah, so I missed the target completely. And that was another mic. But that was a fun stage because the round counts were simple, 8, 8, 8. You could really burn on it. You drop the mag, put one in the gun, put one in the belt, open the door, pull a rope at the back of the APC, door opens, 2 more targets, pull another rope, 2 more targets, and then run up to a vision barrier. And then you had the tank with 2, 4, 6. And then you go to the other side, 2 more for 8, right?
Yeah.
So I brought just enough ammo with me.
Yes, this is awesome.
In IPSC, normally it's like, here's an array of targets. I'm changing locations. I'm reloading while I'm changing.
Yeah, you always reload when you're changing locations. It just happens to be something that we end up doing.
Mm-hmm. I've learned from watching some of the better shooters, you don't always, like some of the guys were breaking things down a little differently than I would, more like advanced shooters. So anyway, but that old habit of moving, of changing, right? So when I leave, I put in the first mag, I shoot 8 rounds, and then I got 2 on the table. I pick them up, I put one in the gun, put one on my belt. So then I shoot the next 2 rounds, or the next 8 rounds, change the mag. Now that's it. There's nothing left on my belt, right? So I come up and I've got 2 rounds, and then I go around the side of the wall, 4 rounds, 6 rounds, drop the mag, and then I realized and I didn't even go to my belt. As soon as I dropped the mag, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna need that. So I was chasing it to the ground. It hit the ground the same time I picked it up back in the gun, and so that cost me like a second and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Any stages that
That I hated?
yeah.
No,
No?
I don't think so. I can't think of any that I hated. They were all a lot of fun. They all brought a different challenge to it. The one where you had to kneel down real low and shoot through that low port. I mean, a lot of the stages we walked up to them and we swore at Trevor because he designed them, and then we just got down to it and shot them. But at first glance, it was like, you're insane for a lot. Where do you come up with this? You must have nightmares at night and make these into stages.
We'll talk about the Nationals in a little bit, but you know how we had a lot of partials and a lot of penalty targets?
Yeah.
I don't remember seeing a penalty target at the Nationals.
Really?
Tons of partials though.
Not many penalty targets.
I don't know
You
if
had lots
there
of penalty
any.
targets
Oh,
on
yeah,
this
I
one,
always-
all over the place.
Yeah, I always
I
throw.
like penalty targets. It really hones your ability to shoot straight and to not shoot what you don't want to.
Well, and it kind of, the criticism IDPA says that we just spray and pray, and we actually don't ever aim our shots, because the IDPA is really aimed, right?
Yeah.
Penalty target slows you down.
Yes,
Makes
it
you aim.
does. Yes, it does.
They were supposed to be on the subway. They never got put on,
Well, there was supposed to be some on there.
which would have stopped those gamers from trying to take those shots, right?
Yes.
So,
Oh, well.
yeah.
It is.
It
It was fun though. So how did you do overall?
I finished 8th. So last
Out,
year, 36 in my
Wow,
division, maybe.
nice.
It was last year I finished 2nd, which is the best finish I've ever done in any level 3 match.
Yeah.
That big. This year I was just recovering from my back, so
you were going slow.
moving
I
so
mean,
well. Yeah,
You were definitely hurting on the range, and
and there were
but
some
I
slight
think
inclines.
there
so
were some slight
I was at
inclines.
risk.
Yep.
But pulled it off okay. From a match director's point of view, next year more shade tents, more water, and then we've got some poppers that are. Somebody pointed out how I could fix it. Finally, we have some old school rearward falling poppers, and they're quite heavy. But during pre-match, they never gave us a problem. But they weren't hit over and over and over. And what happens? There's a nut with a bolt that is the adjustment, right?
Usually you double nut them so that you
And they
can
weren't
tighten
double
it down.
nutted.
Yeah. So they walked.
They walked again, but it was so frustrating because I literally, as match director, I was appointed by the range master to be the calibration officer.
Mhm.
So I was using my Glock 17 we developed the match ammo on the match chronograph, and the rules say the power factor has to be between 120 and 125, but obviously it cannot be over. Okay, so my power factor consistently on Saturday morning when we calibrated the chronograph was 122, and on Sunday morning it was 122. We're driving somewhere on the quad to do something, and I see a competitor hit a popper 3 times. Bang, 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 doesn't fall. So as soon as his run is done, he calls for the calibration. I get off the bike, I go over, I load, I make ready, bing. I drop that sucker every time I got called over there. But these guys are hitting it and it's not falling. And I'm like, but then
frustrating.
Yeah, so the procedure goes, you have 3 choices when you are shooting steel in a match. Hit it, and if it doesn't fall, move on and call for calibration. Keep shooting until it falls, and then nothing happens. And what's the third one?
Take your miss.
Take your miss.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Just move on.
Yeah. So ROs were kind of spoiling the competitors. In like one competitor was shooting and it wasn't falling, and the shooter's saying, "Well, stop me and call a range equipment malfunction, get it adjusted."
That's not one of the options.
That's not one of the options.
No.
Unfortunately, it happened.
Oh.
Yeah. So, but then you see them not falling, and then you come over and you drop them with sub power factor ammo. Like, you feel bad for the competitor because the competitor doesn't get a reshoot. He gets his mic. So all those.
Yeah, but at the same time, you're dropping them. Like,
I know. So you know what to do at nationals? Some guy called for a calibration. The first thing the range master did, give me one of your mags. Popped out 8 rounds. Okay, so you chronograph and you make power factor, and then all of a sudden you're not dropping the poppers. So you call for a calibration. They're testing the ammo on your person, because some people will have their chrony ammo and their match ammo.
Right.
So you called for calibration, they took ammo right off your belt.
And they would go and chronograph it again?
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
everyone gets me calibrated.
Yeah.
We calibrate the targets, we calibrate your ammo too.
That's right. Yeah.
Huh.
So that's how I'm going to fix those poppers next year. And I've gotten lots of praise on the match, but I've gotten 2 emails with some constructive criticism.
Yeah.
I also have 2 different groups that have said, we'd like to come down a week early and help you build and then work the match as officials.
We need more of that. That is awesome.
Cool.
Yeah, that's respect.
Well, Adriel said he'd come, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kelly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Awesome.
Banquet was awesome. Again, though, more people showed up than what we sold tickets for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. It's an expensive match. The banquet food, just the food, ended up costing us $4,200. So we had
How many people?
Well, we had 161 people shoot the match, and there was well over 200 who ate.
That's just over $20 a person, $20 a plate. That's a typical banquet cost.
Yeah. So next year we're going to check people in as they come in.
Yeah.
Either have a ticket or have your name on a list that you paid, because I track everything. If I sell you an extra banquet ticket, I keep track of it, right? So the banquet was good. We had a good prize table. A couple of funny things happened. There was the club put 4 guns on the table, and CCFR was supposed to go out and buy 1 gun. Well, Tracy
you sent a girl.
I sent a lady to do the shopping,
yeah.
And she came back with $1,400 worth of stuff and 2 guns.
Of course. Hello. We can get. Anyways, never mind.
I know, right? It's awesome. Like, never send a man to do a woman's job,
Which is shopping.
Wait,
am I allowed to say that? We'll see if we get hate mail. If we get hate mail, I shouldn't have said it. So there you go.
Matthew McClatchy at slamfireradio.com.
That's right. Yeah, you send it to that.
They send it to that, yeah. And we'll reply right never.
There's that the email doesn't exist. So.
That's why I said we'll reply right never.
Perfect. Gotcha.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a pump action Benelli on the table. Jamie Knowles comes up, thinks all the guns are gone. He thought there was only, like, I don't know what he was thinking. He thought all the guns were gone, and he walked away with an airsoft gun for his son and left the Benelli pump on the table. But I think before that, there was one gentleman who will remain nameless. He approached the prize table, looked at me, said, "Is that a Benelli?" And I said, "Yes." And he walked away with a SummerSlam 7 backpack.
Really? Seriously?
Maybe he had too many Benellis.
Maybe.
Like, I tell you what, you grab the gun, give it to me, and I will trade you for all those backpacks. So, but whatever. I mean, it was awesome.
Supernova? Nova?
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
It was a pump.
It was a pump.
Yeah.
Ah, Anyways.
So maybe.
It was expensive, but the Alexandre Beldet from Quebec won first place overall production and won a Tanfoglio Stock 3. So really, I'm happy that he did that.
Yeah,
that's great. Good for him.
Yeah, I watched him shoot a couple stages, and
he's a machine.
He is good.
Yeah,
Very
we
good.
had him on. We had Remy Doucette, who's been on the show.
Yeah,
could have been anybody's game. There were some strong production shooters.
Oh,
there.
even that guy that showed up to shoot the pre-match. Fernando, man, dude could rock a gun. Holy cow!
Well, he finished 4th.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so
he did really well.
Yeah, and so and the worst part of the whole match for me was the awards. I was trying to go off of the scoring program we use, Win MSS, will print out a Master of Ceremonies report. So it gives you your top 3 in every division that had 10 or more competitors. And we had awards for above and beyond that, right? And so the Master of Ceremonies report wasn't cutting it, but not just that. There were many errors with registration. People were in the wrong category. People were in the wrong division.
Yeah.
The forms come in. The physical form comes in either in the mail or by email, and I print it off, and then I take the information off of it and I input it into the computer system. And then I have our stats lady come audit the book with me.
So were people just writing down the wrong division then?
I don't know.
Otherwise, how would it get in? Because you guys are pretty particular whenever you enter the information.
I know. We didn't have these mistakes last year, and we went through the same process.
Yeah.
And then we give you a score sheet that's filled out. So if it says Adriel Michaud Classic, and you're supposed to be production,
you would bring that up right away.
Well, if you see it. So people weren't looking at the score sheet. So we made mistakes. People didn't catch mistakes. I've got a solution for next year. When people show up Friday night to register, I'll say, all right, Adriel Michaud, senior standard. And you're like, senior? I ain't a senior. You know?
I'm a super senior.
We'll try and correct those mistakes right there on the spot. I'll even have the laptop open and fix it right there. So it doesn't have to be something I worry about doing later on when I get home.
Yeah.
Overall, though, registration went a lot better. Matthew and I were killing ourselves right to the night before the match last year. This year, I shut her down 2 weeks before, and I took no more changes.
We were sitting around going, "This is weird.
Yeah,
what is going on? We should have to do something right now."
Yeah, and
we're thinking, what we can't. There's not a thing we can do. So yeah, it was better organized in that regard.
But in reality, it wasn't, because there were tons of mistakes.
Well, that was something we didn't know there were mistakes on.
Yeah. So it's embarrassing because you say, all right, you won first in whatever, and then somebody goes, wait, I'm in the wrong category, and it changes the results. Yeah. So we reprinted results 3 times.
Oh, man.
I know how to do it right now, so it won't be wrong next year.
Right. Joel's saying that you should just hire her for the registration. Just go to logistics.
You know, I'll pay her what I pay Elena, and that's wine and gin.
She doesn't drink wine or gin.
So you can give it to Elena. So, you got anything else for SummerSlam before we move on to Nationals?
No, I don't think so. I had a lot of fun. So, cool. And big shout out to all the guys that helped and participated in the match and helped out. I mean, John Allen was a huge help whenever we were there, and then everybody else, of course. And I named one, and I should name everybody, but I can't remember them all, so I'm not gonna. So I actually did keep track of who worked on the range and how many hours was spent, and you added it up and came up with over 300 man hours. 300 man hours,
yeah.
So
Chris is asking, how did the ultralight make it all the way to Alberta?
Fuel tank at a time.
In many steps. Yeah, we took the Airbus ultralight.
Yeah, took the Slamfire jet.
I wish.
Oh, well, we need to talk about our flight here. It was notable.
It was notable.
So the flight from Fredericton to Toronto, we're looking around, we're seeing lots of children. And not that I'm anti-child, but I don't like kids. So we're like, God,
there were many children. Like, they were bumping
but not on the plane. From Fredericton to Toronto, ended up being no kids.
They were on the plane. They were just quiet at the back or something.
Okay.
Because they were.
You're right. I was like, I remember looking around going, okay, there's none near us.
Yeah, there's
score.
And then we fist bumped.
Yeah. So then when we get to Toronto and we leave to go to Alberta, it's 3 seats and 3 seats. So I had the aisle and Matthew had the window.
I did not.
No, you had the center seat.
I had the center seat. I don't know how that happened.
So a nice lady and a baby, like toddler,
Oh, not
infant.
Yeah. Oh, between infant and toddler.
Yeah.
Young.
Yeah, young. Like
Very
definitely
young.
like
Still in
under
diapers.
6 months.
Probably 6 months yet. No. A little
Whatever.
over 6.
Anyway,
yeah.
still pooping in his pants.
Still, yeah.
Okay.
There's that going
Yeah.
on. Of course, I mean, yeah.
Once a man, twice a child.
Well, yeah.
Starting diapers, ending diapers. Anyway, so of course she's supposed to be sitting
At the window seat.
Well, that's not going to work because diapers need to be changed and all the moving back.
So
Great. So anyway, I mean, it's out of her control, but whatever. Matthew's got to share his table space because the baby bottles are all over the place. She falls asleep like 30 seconds after takeoff, and he becomes the babysitter.
The kid's kicking me. I'm playing with the baby. The baby's reaching for the hot pot of coffee off of the flight attendant tray,
Matthew's
and I'm like,
no,
but not trying to wake up mom at the same time.
Meanwhile,
mom's
I'm out.
Yeah,
I'm
Trevor's
sleeping.
gone.
Until the guy in front of me who stunk so bad, it woke me up. Like this man was coming down off some matted, greasy hair. I'm like, oh, who bought you your plane ticket? Probably me. Anyway, wasn't cool. And there was a lot of crying.
There was some
from all directions.
All over, yeah. And
I thought you meant Matthew was crying.
No. And then there was this lady who asked Matthew. We're walking. She's in front of us, and she turns when we're getting on the airplane. She says, "When we get on the plane, could you guys put my bag in the overhead?" I said, "No."
Trevor just goes no right away. Usually, he's usually my life coach and tries to remind me that I should be polite to strangers. Meanwhile, he's taking on that persona.
Nope.
He did not have many sleeps.
And I'm like, look, I don't get to say no to women at home, so I'm just, I'm on the road, I'm showing off. And she's like, oh, that's cute stuff. So anyway, naturally, so he put her bag up. I put 2 other people's bags up. And when we were leaving, she's like, so what are you guys doing in Edmonton and stuff? I was like, oh, we're here to teach a handgun class. Oh? Really? So you asked.
Yeah, she asked. Yeah, we're going to go shoot gophers and then teach people how to shoot guns.
Yeah. Yes, we did say that.
She was like, she asked. So yeah, it's true. She did.
Yeah.
We're not going to lie.
Yeah. When we were at the Fredericton airport, we were both wearing our Rescuers Gun Club hats. And the CATSA guy goes, what do your hats say? So we're like, Rescuers Gun Club. Oh, really? I'm a member in such and such a gun club. So we started talking guns with the security guy.
Like George or whatever.
Yeah.
There's a surprising number of gun owners out there, right? You don't know them unless you're wearing the hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's pretty cool.
I got a lot of laughs from my Tyrannosaurus Rex license to carry small arms.
Yes. Yeah. Perfect shirt to fly with. So, so the Nationals. The Nationals were in Halifax just within days of SummerSlam. So it was really cool, actually. SummerSlam ended on Sunday. And then on Monday and Tuesday, Remy Doucette stayed back and we did some practice. We knew there would be a 50-meter prone. The stage at the Nationals, they published the stages ahead of time. So we kind of had an idea what to expect. So the 50-meter prone, we went and practiced that to figure out where to hold or where the guns were hitting or whatever. Also, some of the boys from Ontario stayed back. They asked if they could use our 500-meter range before they went back to Ontario. So I was like, absolutely. Only one condition. There's a stage on the 500-meter range. It needs to come down. So they're like, that's fine. We'll bring tools. So the match is over. We're doing stats. And they're on the guys from Ontario are on the 500-meter range tearing it down. So shout out to Ian and Craig Chaddock and Dan Hennessy and Jeremy Bram. They did a fantastic job tearing that stuff down. And then the next day we shot ARs at 500. So he's bragging about how dirty his gun is.
Slipstream. It's all slipstream. That's brand new, clean. I just cleaned it before we came.
It's all ball bearings.
All ball bearings.
What's this here?
That's
slipstream.
Slipstream is black.
Black.
You can eat it. It's
You
fine.
can eat it. You put it on toast. It's delicious.
Yeah.
Oh, yuck.
Yeah, the grease goes on the toast and the oil goes in the coffee.
Yep.
So anyway, so we left Wednesday for the Nationals, myself and Muffin, who apparently is now my alternate life coach.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Andy Shan and Steven were like, no, he doesn't say much, but when he does, it's important and you need to listen to him more.
That does sound like
Muffin, yeah. So
kind of like Owen. Owen was the same way. He didn't speak a lot, but when he did, it was important.
it mattered, yeah. So we stayed with Andy Shan, and I mean, I can't thank him and Steven enough. We were treated like royalty. We ate like kings. They put everything on the green egg. We couldn't pick up a check if our life depended on it. Steven on Sunday night at the banquet, he walks up to the bar and he puts down his credit card and says, start a tab under the name Casey, and him, and him are on it. That was a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, I started drinking at 10 that day, but anyway. Yeah, so I get up and I'm handed a coffee, and then Steven says, "Do you want cream and sugar?" I'm like, "Cream and sugar." I drink my coffee black, and he hands me the Baileys. He says, "Cream and sugar," and it was on. So, but the match itself was awesome. I mean, people complained about some of the same stuff, and I find it's kind of petty because I go through putting on not a match as big as that. That match was big, but the roast beef was overcooked. They gave us water bottles for a welcome gift and didn't tell us we needed them on the range. I'm like,
those are pretty minor complaints for a match.
Yeah.
So
the stages were challenging. This was not a hoser match. This was an accuracy match. Tons and tons of partials and some long shots. Even close shots were kind of hard. There was multiple ways to solve some of the bigger stages. It was a really well thought out match as far as the complexity of the stages went. My only complaint, and I heard this complaint from other people too, some of the dedicated CROs were
easy. Censor.
I believe the term is headhunters.
Not the traditional business headhunter, mind you.
The rule doesn't say the arrow has to help you, but the arrow creed says that you're
there to help.
You're there to help
improve the experience of the shooter. You're not there to be a detriment to it, and that's what it ended up being.
So there were some decisions made that affected some people that I really disagreed with adamantly, and it is what it is. It's for some people it left a stain on the match. Even though I was really upset, it didn't leave a stain on the match for me.
Mo Hepworth got bumped to open. And then he placed in the middle of the pack with a production gun.
Yeah.
So he beat open people at their own game with a production gun. So that's pretty cool.
So I've read that rule many, many times. And if your equipment is not in compliance with the description of your category after the beep, and you shoot that way, you go to open. Right.
But if the RO notices, he has the opportunity to warn you and allow you to adjust your equipment beforehand. This RO is sitting there watching people do it, waiting for the timer to go off, and then after the run going up and saying, "You're an open now." So he was doing it intentionally to bump people to open, as opposed to, whoa, you might want to move your mag back if you don't want to go to open. I mean, that's the polite thing to do.
He watched Mo do it, right? He watched Mo place an empty mag in his front pocket. What's he going to do with that empty mag?
Nothing.
It serves no purpose. Mm-hmm. He watched him do it and then bumped him to open.
He did it on a technicality, just I don't know. It was.
You don't turn around and look the other way on some things, right?
No, of course not. But at the same time, you don't have to be a jerk about it.
Anyway, but it's still even with that, unfortunate incident, it was still an awesome match. The prize table, Craig Farron raised $45,000. Yeah, wow. There was a ton of guns. I don't even know how many guns that they gave away. CZ was one of the sponsors. They had Shadow. Every time you turned around, you bumped into a Shadow 2 sign. It was awesome. They had Shadow 2 on hand. They had the new tactical sport, something called Orange now. Better ergonomics than the Tanfoglio. Better trigger than the Tanfoglio, but I can't reach the controls. So it is what it is. Because I have little wee hobbit tums, little short tums.
What?
I got little wee short hobbit tums. So, what else?
I don't know.
Oh, the banquet. The banquet was very long because there was a lot of awards to give out, a lot of people to thank.
That's the one thing I want to say about the SummerSlam banquet. It was awesome because you started it off with a joke and then you kept it light the whole way through. There was no long speeches. I mean, there were a couple of speeches that were longer than a couple minutes, but they were all informative and interesting. They weren't just blah, 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 blah. I'm just up there to hear myself speak kind of thing.
The CCSA speech at the Nationals wasn't well received. A lot of people were talking and got up and left. I mean, it is what it is. He did okay. Tracy's speech at SummerSlam was awesome, and the way she tied it into Ipswich
she did very well.
She did very well.
Good. It was a joy to listen to that.
Yeah. So, but the way the schedule worked was pretty neat. You worked one whole day. And then you shot 2 half days. So we arrived Wednesday. We went to the range to check it out, walk around, say hi to some people. We went to the Match Hotel for registration and then the Ipswich AGM. Not a whole lot of people stayed for the AGM. which is a little
Unfortunate.
little unfortunate. Yeah. I think we had more New Brunswickers in the crowd than anywhere else.
Well, we could have changed some things then if we'd known that.
There was nothing to vote on.
Yeah.
That's the National Executive Committee meeting, the
Gotcha.
NEC or whatever. That's the one where I'm hoping that the new range master certification program gets shot down because it's too difficult to meet. So, yeah. So then Jason and I worked on 2 different stages all day Thursday. So we got on the range for like 7:30 in the morning, and we worked. Well, we left the range. It was 20 to 7. So it's a long day, but it is what it is. And then the next day, we shot half the stages Friday morning. And normally 9 stages in one day would take a long time, but you're just shooting.
Yeah.
Right? You've got people patching for you. You've got people ROing for you. You've got people resetting for you.
So it doesn't take long to
No, they did such a good job with scheduling the working and the shooting. And then we shot Saturday afternoon. Saturday afternoon, we're almost done shooting. And some guy comes to the stage. He's like, "Did you guys hear there's a roadblock?" Roadblock? What are you talking about? Yeah, the RCMP have a roadblock set up at the end of the road, and they're checking paperwork and guns. So then everybody's like, "Do I have my stuff in order?" And I'm looking through my phone for my ATT, and okay, I got that, and I got everything. I know I got everything, so I'm fine. So and so forgot his wallet at the hotel, so now he can't drive and he can't leave. And anyway, it was not true. The whole range was going mental for nothing. There was a golf tournament going on. It was a long weekend, so they were checking for motor vehicle insurance and drunk driving. Yeah, so freaked all this up for
Makes
nothing.
sense.
We got incredible media coverage. They were Atlantic CTV was there.
That's ATV.
ATV?
Yeah.
Okay, and the newspaper was there. So we got all this amazing press coverage the day before. So some of us were speculating, well, because we got TV time yesterday, some auntie saw this and called it in to have us checked out, make sure we are in fact law abiding. So that was kind of interesting, but it was a big waste of time. They had amazing match shirts for only $75, like the same kind of techwear t-shirt that you would normally pay, or shooting shirt that you would normally pay like $120 or $130 for. We got them for $75 a piece. Which reminds me, I got to send EMT to pay for mine. And sponsors, they had a big sponsor tent set up with some of the biggest names. Oh, sponsors. Sponsor. I got a sponsor.
Yeah, Trevor got a sponsorship. So X Metal Targets is sponsoring Trevor to shoot matches, and doesn't even have to be IPSC matches, any sort of organized match.
Yeah.
He wears his shirt and he gets to shoot their ammo, and it's, what is it, 6,000 rounds a year? Something like that? I guess I don't want to go into detail.
Yeah, I don't know if I go into, yeah. So I do have to sign a contract, and there are conditions. I have to shoot X number of matches a year.
That's funny because X Metal Targets, so
Exactly.
X number.
I get X number of projectiles
X
a
number,
year.
yeah.
And then when I go through that, I get to buy so much more
An X number of of other projectiles.
Yeah, at dealer cost.
Right.
So they're polymer coating their bullets.
Yes.
So they're
Well, it's not really. Is it a polymer?
X metal. Yeah, it's not a powder coat. It's kind of
No,
a
it's
polymer.
not. I know it's not powder
Yeah.
coated. It seemed more like an epoxy.
Well, no question. I certainly have to get up to speed on
You
their
certainly
products,
do.
you
You
know,
certainly
what
do.
they offer and stuff, because I'm going to be promoting the heck out of them now. So they were a major match sponsor at SummerSlam and will be until SummerSlam is gone.
Yeah.
So we were shooting their ammunition. They also sent some for us to evaluate. I flipped some over to you
I got
so you
some,
can
so
do a
I'll
review for your
a
channel.
review on them for sure.
They are selling remanufactured ammunition in pistol calibers as well as 223.
Yep.
The 223 looks really nice. So I can't wait to see what that does.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, it's 55 grain. I don't know what powder or what charge or whatever. They're probably
Hopefully
keeping that
they-
themselves. Yeah, but so yeah, that's a little side note. And and of course they make probably the best AR-500 steel targets
Really?
right now.
Yeah.
And we used to have to get some of the stuff brought up from the States, but now we have a Canadian supplier for AR-500 quality targets. We've got a dueling tree. We've got their amazing plate rack, which of course you can take it apart and move it around very easily with 2 guys in the range. The plates are on top and they're cam, so if you knock one down, the other one doesn't fall with it. Take the module off, put it on the bottom, and so on. So
now that you're sponsored, you're the Ricky Bobby of IPSC. That's what Chris is saying.
I like it. They're Ricky Bobby.
if I want to pray to the baby Jesus, I will pray to the baby Jesus.
I want to go fast.
The man had a beard.
Yeah.
All right, that's enough about those 2 things. You want to talk about our class? You guys want to talk about our class while we're here? Kelly, you got something before we talk about the class?
Well, what did you do with class, Kelly?
Yeah.
What did I do with guns?
Yeah.
So we finalized the charity shoot stuff. We got our final
Big number.
Yeah, it was a little bit more than we thought it was going to be. So it was 5,700.
No,
Yeah,
no,
5734.
5,700.
Oh, come on.
Sorry,
And-
Kelly.
$5,734.
5,734 and 50 cents.
0.75 cents. That's the correct way, Trevor.
Okay, so $5,734. So that's almost an extra $1,000, Kelly.
That's almost 6,000.
Right, an
That's
extra
crazy.
1,000, 5 plus 6, or 5 plus 6.
Try again. Let me know when you're done.
I hurt myself.
Yeah.
Carry on, Kelly. Save us from ourselves. This is water, by the way.
So, yes, I sent the check out to Soldier On. So, yep, they're going to be receiving it this week. They should have actually already received it. So, and $6,000. That's pretty good.
I don't want Trevor's hat.
No, you don't want Trevor's hat.
Oh, we're just reading
Looks
the
too
comments.
small.
So Jessica, Jewel, and Stacy.
Is Jessica actually Chris?
Yes.
Redfield?
I believe it is.
That's Chris.
That's actually
Yeah.
that's his
That's
wife.
Chris.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
He's on his
how
wife's account.
Many alternate.
No, that's his wife's account.
Okay.
Yeah, he just logged. Yeah. See.
Yes. Yes. Very good.
Awesome. So,
All right,
what
carry
else did
on,
you do,
Kelly.
Kelly? Carry on. Yeah.
I went to the range on Tuesday and zeroed in my 1022 again. And yeah, it's the first time I went to the range since before the charity shoot. So it's been a while.
1022 story. We were in 2 different stores today. One store had a blank slot where the 25 round mags were, and they told us that the RCMP, well, they didn't say the RCMP, it said the cops came in and forced us to take them off the shelves.
Mhm.
We went to another store and they had all kinds of them for sale, $27.
In fact, I saw one person buy one and walk out with it
Yep.
while
Nice.
we were there.
Yep.
And to the douchebag in New Brunswick who posted on the Bathurst hunting and fishing and guns thing saying, "Hey, did you hear they're prohibited? I'm buying them for $5 a piece." You're a douchebag.
I agree.
He's gonna go pin them. Have a bunch of like pinned
I
25.
don't
I
know.
think he
Nice.
just wants them.
And then, yeah,
And
and
then
then
just-
he'll resell them when we win this fight or something. I don't
Maybe.
know.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
Or he's just trying to take advantage of the situation and get a bunch of mags cheap.
hmm Any updates on that?
No updates yet that I know of.
I haven't heard anything
Aside
since
from-
when Tracy was on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just on that, I really hope that the pro gun orgs in Canada finally use this as an opportunity to work together on something, because we've never been united ever over anything.
Yep.
And if this is the issue that unites us, there's power.
Sorry, guys.
Is that right? All right. What else, Kelly?
No, that's it. So
How did,
my
how
dogs
did
are.
your 1022 shooting go?
Oh, pretty good. Yeah.
Well, so you say, here's where you gotta. I mean, if you say you went to the range with your 1022 and shot it, you gotta tell us a little story about that.
Well, I zeroed it in and I shot it, and yeah.
Yeah.
Back to
Telling stories,
kicking
I
ass.
tell stories. There's no detail. You need to flesh this out a little bit. So I got to the range and I was shooting the 1022 and
Yeah.
it's awesome. And my target group started out like this, but then I
Yeah.
nothing
My
like
target
that.
group started out like this. And
Right.
it got like this. And yeah, I need to work on my standing again. But other than that, my seated is awesome. Everything is pretty much, seated and prone. I pretty much same hole. So back to, yeah, it's pretty good. And we had this, I kept calling squirrel when Kevin was shooting, because this stupid chipmunk kept running across the bay. And he's going, ceasefire, ceasefire. No, I'm going, it's just a squirrel. It's just, anyways, I think he had a death wish.
Maybe.
Other than that, nothing.
All right. Well, Adriel, what about you? What'd you do with guns?
Well, I got a 3D printer and I started printing a bunch of ridiculous stuff. Some of it less ridiculous than others, like some dummy rounds and what is this, 223? Yeah,
That's
223.
5.56, I think.
5.56.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's 5.56.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was wrong. I think this is a little bit cooler. This is one of those knobs that you put on a Dillon right where the powder adjuster is. So I've got a square deal, and to adjust it. Well, I mean, you got to remember which way is less and which way is more. It's kind of backwards because you turn it.
And it's really just the head of a bolt, right? So it's like you're grabbing a bolt.
Yeah.
I've seen some people put a wrench on them, but that's so much better. Pop it on and
so
plus minus.
This guy's got like a little hex nut kind of a thing there that'll fit onto one of those powder measures and make it a little bit easier to use. And I've been trying but failing to print, and this is just another failed print, a double shotgun match saver kind of a thing. So that goes on the side of your shotgun, and then you can kind of have a couple of shot shells on there. I'll get one eventually, but I need to do some things to up the reliability of this thing. That's been cool. I'm looking forward to printing lots more completely stupid stuff in that 3D printer, and that's pretty much all I'm going to do. So,
we've been sitting here racking our brains trying to think of cool stuff he could print for us. And
I didn't show you guys my one design that I've got on here. I'll have to show you afterwards. I've got a unique design for an AFG that uses a body part.
Oh,
yeah. You told us about that. Yes,
the breast FG.
The breast FG, yeah.
Right. So hi to Jessica, because actually Chris's actual wife says hi according to this, and he's wondering where the home gym is, and Trevor said you spelt bar wrong. So
yes, the home bar is downstairs.
There you go.
It's in the cupboard.
Awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, I've got some mag pouches on order and a holster on order, maybe. Wes was supposed to call me back today.
They didn't.
And say if they found my
order
order
or not.
there.
Did you not ask them while you were there?
I should have, right?
You probably should have. We were actually there.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. So.
Yeah.
So I'd like to get a mag pouch and a holster for my FN. That'd be super cool.
Yeah. That would make it easier to use.
Yeah.
It's easier to use than just putting in my pants and having like mags in my pockets.
Carry it, right? But it's not good for IPSC.
No. You know, if you get tired of waiting on them, you can check out Ryan McLeod at what's Ryan's business name, Kelly?
Highlander Tactical.
Highlander Tactical, yeah. I'm sure he's making them for the FM by now.
Yeah.
Mine came out of the States, but I mean, from now on, when I need Kydex, I'm just going to go with Ryan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we thought that the M&P Pro would fit, but Matthew, it's just right on that third shelf there.
Well, some do and some don't. My LHS M&P Pro holster fits.
Does it fit your Glock?
It does not.
No, it doesn't fit the Glock. Well, this is the Pro, so it's a little bit longer because the M&P regular fits the regular length FN really well, but this Pro doesn't really fit this guy here.
The Blade Tech M&P will fit the 4-inch FN. And the LHS M&P will fit the 4-inch FN, and the M&P Pro LHS fits the 5-inch FN. So that one just hates you.
Yeah, I kind of use it.
Yeah, I use mine.
Fit. Yeah, I'm going to.
I will make it.
Yeah, I brought one that'll fit. I brought one for you, and I bought one for Jason Philp. And I've got another one actually for an M&P or.
I've got my M&P as well too.
Yeah,
well, I can just pull it out. But.
Yeah, no, you gotta shoot that.
Yeah. So I've been. Oh yeah, I guess I did get out to the range with this thing and burnt my finger. It's looking pretty good right now. Burnt my thumb from the takedown lever on the side there. It gets really hot. It's like it's really embedded in this block of steel here.
I found the exact same thing with my SR9.
Yeah.
The takedown lever was sort of the same idea where it was a big chunk of steel on the side of the gun, and that's where my thumb ended up. And when you shot a lot, it got hot.
I think you guys just have delicate skin. As I ain't never burned my thumb on the side of a gun.
Well, then maybe
you have to shoot.
Fired a gun many times in a row.
No.
They have Brian Bolivar hands, don't they?
Yep. And Tom.
No, I like the grip on it. I really like the grip, but I mean, look, that's the steel on it. That's your contact with the barrel, and here this thing's like it's there solid.
Right in.
Yeah. It's only really an issue if you whale away like 70 rounds quick.
Well, he had a heat blister on the side of his thumb. It was hot.
Yeah.
Sounds like a contest or a competition.
It does, and so you're going to have to win it.
So we're going to load up enough rounds, 70 rounds. At the course, you're gonna blaze them away, and you're not gonna burn your hand.
No. Well, I won't tell you. I mean, I'd literally be on fire, and I'd be like denying it.
Not bad. It's all right.
Oh, somebody thinks we need manicures.
That was Kelly, by the way.
Yeah, that wasn't Kelly's dog. That was Kelly.
Ah,
Okay. What's anything else?
That's it for me.
What
Yeah.
did we do with guns then?
What did we do? What did I do?
Well, you shot the matches, I guess. And have you done any other gun-related things since Nationals?
No, like Nationals. I left Nationals on Monday morning. Did some laundry, and then Tuesday left for Fredericton, and we flew here on Wednesday. So we hung out with Phil. We played with some cool Nerf guns.
Yes, we did. We played really cool Nerf guns.
Yeah.
He has like a 50.
Yeah, and a full auto.
And a full auto. That was great.
Yeah. Cool.
I see. I require some sort of swag coming home with the for Jerkface.
Apparently diamonds.
Swag is on its way. It's not diamonds.
That was cool.
So I'm not telling her about what that is yet, but she'll find out when I get home.
I will probably find Hello Kitty at the airport right before I get picked
For
up.
your wife,
Yeah.
Before you'll be there.
Yeah, in
waiting
Vancouver.
to be picked up, and you'll just kind of pop into a gift shop and find something pink with a cat on it.
Yeah, before I get my bag.
Yeah. Have you done your push-ups yet, Trevor?
Nope.
He has not. I did find him laying on the floor.
Yes, I did one.
You did one. He did
I did a push-up.
because he was laying down and then he got up.
Yeah, my progression will be much like yours. It will take me a while to get to the 20. No, I could probably rip off 15, and then the next.
This sounds like a competition.
No, that's not what I want to play.
all three of you have been nominated, right?
What's that, Kelly?
All three of you have been nominated?
Yeah, I was nominated.
Yeah.
Did you do them?
Of course.
I see. All right.
I was nominated.
Picture
Didn't do them yet.
Picture didn't happen.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did. I just didn't tell anyone. I just don't like to brag.
Not a bragger. 3. If you think Trevor should do his push-ups right now, press 3. Everybody's typing 3.
How do we make the show worse? Trevor died.
Trevor died. Oh, guys, we have an opening.
Yeah, there you go. No, so that's it. That takes me to
What I did in guns.
yeah,
What did I do with guns?
since SummerSlam.
Since SummerSlam? Nothing. Cleaned my Glock. So I knew it was coming here, and then I shipped it here. So that was fun, I guess. Other than that, played with Thomas Bryant's Swiss Arms.
Oh yes,
So that was fun. So shot some tannerite with it, which was cool. It really likes the heavier grained projectiles. I shot some 55 through it, 55 grain, that cheap Chinese stuff, prints, kind of like my PIR did. You know, fairly big at 100 yards, maybe 3-4 inches, but bring it, 62, 70, 75, 77 type heavy stuff in it, shrunk it right down to MOA, if not maybe a little bit smaller in some of them. So very accurate.
My impression of that Swiss Arms is it's almost like the modern varmint gun that Alberta Tactical is making. Like
It's a
precision semi-auto battle rifle.
Yeah, it is.
It's not a Nork.
No,
CQA.
it's not.
No. So if you feed it good ammo, you'll get good
You'll
performance.
get good ammo. Yeah. And my only complaint with it is that it's a varmint round in a battle rifle weight gun. It's a heavy gun.
Yeah, it weighs almost as much as my M14.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. They're a full-size rifle.
Yeah. So
yeah, I've shot them before.
Yeah.
It's just
So it was actually shipped to Ontario, and I was supposed to bring it home from the charity shoot, and I forgot that it was even there. And so Kelly actually got it to Filthy, and Filthy, the clone trooper, drove it to New Brunswick. And
Who was dead to me, by the way.
Who's dead to you, by the way, for other reasons.
Yeah.
And so he dropped it off to me at my place, and I've been shooting it. But then Filthy was the one driving us to the airport from his place. We stayed at his place the night before, and so what does that say? Say some stuff, Kelly.
I'm supporting my troops.
I support my troops.
Nice. So
Awesome. Yeah, you got to put it there and then say something. Otherwise, it doesn't stay there.
Oh, see, I'm new at this. Supporting my troops. There you go.
Yeah. I'm new at this. She's live casting from her bed.
Yeah. So anyway, I brought the Swiss. So I emailed Filthy to get his address and stuff, and the authorization code so we can get off the planet without that big ball with the laser on it shooting us down. We didn't want that. He's like, well, I'll give you the authorization codes for travel if you bring that Swiss Arms with you and drop it off.
Oh, no way.
So I brought the Swiss Arms with me. So Filthy actually has the Swiss Arms now. So he'll get to play with that while I'm here, and I'll just pick it up again on my way back home. So I wasn't lying when I said I'm keeping it until I get my PIR back. And Thomas actually sent me a message and said, "That's cool, bro. You keep that till you get your PIR." It's
all right. They want to know why Filthy is dead to me.
Right. Yep.
He nailed us both, actually.
He did.
Yeah.
Is that Filthy there?
Yeah.
Filthy Mo?
Yeah. I wonder if I should. Filthy says I wonder if I should make. I love SKS decals. Decals. You're right, it is decal.
Stickers.
Decals. Yeah, stickers. Yeah. So both our vehicles are parked in Filthy's driveway, and I have a Glock sticker on the back of the back window of my car.
I have a Browning sticker on the back of mine.
Mine's pretty beat up, so Filthy thought it would be a great idea to replace the sticker. He works in a print shop, so he comes home with a heart-shaped "I love 1911" sticker and
stuck it over top of the
slaps
Glock.
over the Glock, and then puts one on the back of his.
My truck. So
He seems
awesome.
a little less upset than I am.
I don't hate 1911s at the same rate that you do.
Oh, if he puts an SKS sticker on my car, I'm gonna have a stroke.
All
gonna be-
right.
Big one, right across the back.
No.
Yeah. One of those truck ones that's like
Yep.
picked up the whole back window.
Mm.
Yeah. Can't even use your
Oh no, it's transparent one, so I can still see out, but everybody knows my affinity for the SKS platform.
In a Tapco stock too.
No.
Yes.
No. No.
With a receiver, a dust cover mounted scope, and
Now, if it was matted or arms, different story.
Right.
If it was in a matted or arms chassis, like the one we're trying to give away to
Wes.
James Kelly,
James W.
James W.
James W.
Yeah.
I think that this is week 5.
Yeah, we thought about it. We talked about it at lunch, and we
I don't know.
kind of want to push it a little longer.
Just a little bit. Just so
Yeah.
that we want to give him every opportunity. I mean, he may be on vacation. He may work 5 on, 3 off, or whatever. So
Or at the thought of winning an SKS product, he may have offed himself,
he may have.
and that's why we haven't heard from him.
Dang it! I won. I'm out.
Oh, now I need an SKS. Nope.
I'm out.
Long
Yeah.
walk, short beer. So,
Okay. I sent him a message. Never heard back from him.
Yeah.
Oh well.
We'll give him maybe another week or 2, and then if not, we'll just draw again and
Yeah.
get it to somebody
Pull
who will
someone else.
appreciate it, like Trevor.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor would love to win that.
no.
Yeah.
Something else that's cool. In a couple of days when I get out of here, I'll be in Vancouver, and I'll be hooking up with listener Jordan, who took me out to all the gun shops last time I was in Vancouver and shooting. And also, I've contacted Rod, and Rod will be out of town when I first get there. I'm there for I'm there for like 10 days or whatever. So
Yeah,
hopefully
say
I'll
hi to
get
Rod
to
for
know
me.
And a listener by the name of Charlie, who was a listener before he appeared on our range in Restigouche, who's from Vancouver and has family in New Brunswick or whatever. So he knows I'm coming to town. So it's like 3 opportunities to, I haven't seen my wife since the 6th of July, and I'm making play dates with gunnies.
Right. Well, we're gonna meet up with a guy later this evening.
Tonight, yeah.
What was his name again?
Matt.
No. Was it Matt?
Yeah.
That's another Matt.
Besides
Besides-
this conversation.
I can't remember.
Yes. As soon as the show is done, we're all packed up. Matt Murphy.
Matt. Hey, Matt.
Matt Murphy invited us over for wobbly pops on his new patio.
And I got to give a shout out to Matt Doucette in Edmundston, who's a listener and bought some Tannerite from Press Check right before I left. It was
Cool.
kind of funny because it was one of those, oh, yeah, I'm Matthew. He goes, oh, yeah, I know you more than you know me. Like, oh, he goes, yeah, I follow you on YouTube and on Slamfire. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll have to get to the range with him, too, and do some shooting and stuff.
You had your Slamfire shirt on today, and we went to a couple of gun shops, but nobody said
Nobody said nothing.
nothing.
No, what are you going to do?
That's because he's not going around town putting our business cards.
Yeah,
I'll have to print some.
Business cards are a great idea, right, Kelly?
thank you for that, Kelly.
Oh, you're welcome.
Actually, you should be thanking me. I'm the one that got that done.
That's true. Not it.
Yeah.
You're it. You. Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
delegated,
delegated.
right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Effectively.
Want a job done right? Give it to Kelly. That's what I always say. Case in point, charity shoot.
yep,
Well
Yeah.
done.
well done.
So
Organizational. So Jewel and I will both be paid nothing next year for SummerSlam, right?
Right.
absolutely.
Okay.
But well, if you're there, I'll take care of you. I'll make sure that something happens.
Oh, okay.
We almost bought you a gift today.
You almost did, yeah.
but they were too cheap to go in on it with me.
That's not how I remember this.
In my mind, that's how it happened.
I'm afraid.
All right, what's next? Course?
Yeah, we can talk about the course that's going on tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday.
Tomorrow. Oh, let's talk
We're
about
gonna shoot some gophers tomorrow.
We're going gopher hunting.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we're going on the Gopher Apocalypse.
So my buddy just texted over. He just bought a new 17, and he's going to be going out with us. So
Nice.
Two
Right.
17s, a 22 Win Mag, and 122.
Nice.
Holy
Play
smokes.
This is
There's
fun.
going to be some dead gophers tomorrow.
36 is my record. You think I can beat that tomorrow?
36 gophers?
Yeah.
We'll beat that in an hour.
You're kidding.
No.
That was like a half a day.
Oh, 36, no problem.
Wow. All right.
Last time we were out there. Okay, it was good timing because it was in June, and all the little baby gophers were out. But
The best kind with the shotgun to the face.
shotgun or 17 HMR to the face.
Yeah.
And there was shots going off every 15 seconds. Boom. Boom. Just
Wow.
gophers dying all over the place.
Just
So
go. That's a true apocalypse.
so with 4 of us out there, I'm sure we'll make a dent in the population.
I
on
can't
that
wait.
landowner.
Awesome. Are we gonna do like the back of a pickup truck with a picnic table and just shoot off the truck, or are we gonna lay down in the grass?
We're gonna walk and
We're gonna
stalk.
what?
Walk and stalk.
Yeah.
Trevor, you may be out early.
Can I get some wraps?
You can lay down on your stomach and just go prone, and
I will drag you around on
do
the
some
shooting
bipod.
mat.
Yeah. For every gopher I shoot, I'll do a push up.
Whoa.
Oh my god.
I'm stopping at 5.
Yeah.
I want video.
Slam fire wheelchair.
I need it. Yeah, that'll work.
Tactical wheelchair with one of those like fold out college tables kind of thing, so you got something to shoot off of.
Yeah. It's a great idea. The tactical wheelchair. Cool.
That would be neat. Yeah, so that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
And then we'll be going to the range.
Well, we're gonna go do a little personal one-on-one training with him.
Yeah, because we recruited a range officer,
Yeah.
a line officer, because it
We have
turns
a
out
much bigger class than we thought.
we remembered it to be smaller.
Yeah, people in classes like to get instruction time.
Yep.
And then not a whole lot of downtime when clearing the line and whatnot.
Yeah, so we're gonna efficiency-ize that.
Yeah,
Efficiency-ize. I believe that's the
efficiency
word.
size.
Put me to work. That's
Yeah,
that's
we're
what
gonna put you to
gonna
work.
happen.
So we're gonna give him some lessons tomorrow to.
No Frozu. No Frozu.
Jewel is asking for some Frozu.
No Frozu.
She loves Frozu.
Yeah.
That's
I
for
wish-
payment.
But, oh,
It's for payment.
all right.
So next
Fine.
For
So
work,
fine.
yeah, for working Slimmer Slam, she's gonna work for Frozu.
Donaires and Frozu.
Yeah.
Cool.
I can go for Donaire. I like Donaires.
Mm.
So yeah, but the good news is after working with Adriel a little bit already, I don't think we've got a lot to do.
He's showing promise.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has potential.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not going to assume that we're better than anybody. There might be people in the class that are actually better than us,
It's true.
and are just coming out to hang out. And
like you at the archery place last night.
oh, should we tell that story?
And if you like,
So we go to Cabela's, and I said, "Boys, I'm gonna go play this game called I pretend I know nothing about archery and ask for help." And I have to tell you, I'm very impressed with the knowledge and service of the young lady at the archery counter at the Cabela's here in Edmonton. She knew what she was doing. She asked me what I felt was all the right questions, measured my draw length, not the way I do it, but it's certainly an acceptable way, and came up with the right number. So that's what matters. So he walks me to see anyway. Is it a big deal for me to try a bow? No. What do you want to try? Do you want a solo cam? You want a dual cam? I don't know what that means. So she kind of, in layman's terms, explains the difference and stuff. And I tell her I just want to get into hunting. Anyway, she brings me to the range, and I'm basically looking at her like, I think the arrow goes on like this, and how does this thing work? And then anyway, then I start shooting like groups like this. I don't know. I think she might have been on to me at the end. I'm not sure, but
Yeah, they.
well, maybe when I shot the first arrow and like didn't smack my arm, and I took too much time to put my hand in the bow to make sure that my hand was placed correctly in the bow, and I brought everything up right. And Adriel's in the back telling me how to hold my arm and stuff.
yeah, lock your arm, would you?
Yeah. Anyway, when we left, I had a 3-shot group. I almost broke something. It was
Yeah, they're touching.
yeah. Yeah, when the last arrow went in and it hit the other one, I guess I'm done.
Yeah.
So shout out to that young lady. Sorry, I tried to pull a fast one on you, but she knew what she was doing, and that's important.
Yeah.
So
Weird.
yeah,
Knowledgeable people at a big box store.
yeah,
Weird.
right. No, exactly.
You don't get that all the time.
No, you don't. No. So, and I had shot in that actual Cabela's before, and the guy knew who I was because his son had shot competitive archery within Canada. So I didn't get to pull any
Shenanigans.
No shenanigans were pulled on him. No.
No.
So, yeah. Cool. Okay, so tomorrow, yes, we
Shoot some gophers.
shoot
hit up
some
the range,
gophers,
Do some
hit up the
push-ups.
range.
Do some push-ups.
No push-ups tomorrow.
It's confirmed.
No.
1 gopher, 1 push-up. Says it so right there.
Uh,
It's on the internet, so it's true.
uh,
That's a rule.
eh.
And then the class itself, that's going to be fun. Saturday morning, we'll kick that off, and
It's going to be cool. Looking forward to meeting some new people. There's going to be a fair amount of people in the class that have been, well, there's 3 or 4 guys in the class that have been communicating with us
we know
over
some
the
of them.
years in some cases.
Yep.
You know, Thomas Bryant's going to be there, which is
Of course.
awesome.
It's gonna be great. I can't wait to shake his hand for sending me all those awesome guns.
Yeah. Jason Phil,
Yep.
met him in person back in,
Nam. Was
no,
it back in
2012, 2013, whenever the 51st Calgary gun show was. And who else is in there that we know?
I don't know.
We read them a while ago.
We read them a while ago. I'm not good with names
No,
or faces
no, or
Numbers or
numbers
math.
or letters
no, or social skills.
or social skills.
How many are in the course?
16.
16?
16.
Yep.
Or 15. Or 15. It could be 15.
15 or
Which
16.
which number would give you a stroke?
17.
It's 18. So that's going to be a full class, but I think they're going to get what they need out of it, and we're going to obviously do our best to make sure that they get the skills and the instruction that they want.
We have a list of drills that we want to go through, and depending on the level of the class and the amount of time, as good teachers, we have backup plans.
Yep.
So that we can, we won't be standing around going, well, it's 1 o'clock and you're done. So you guys want to stop doing that?
No, we're good.
Thanks, man.
No way.
Why don't you tell the listeners or viewers some of the things that we're going to cover in our curriculum, starting at the beginning.
Starting at where we're going to teach them how to load and unload their guns. Fundamental. We put the mental
Back in fundamental.
That's our tagline for the course. The course.
The course.
We're starting this off well.
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
So we're gonna start right from the basics. It doesn't matter if you've ever held a gun before. We're gonna make sure that everybody ends up on the same page. By the end of the day, we're gonna start from the ground up really, and give you all of the basics that you need to shoot a pistol safely, accurately, and eventually quickly.
Yeah.
Yep. Safety, of course, being the primary, accurately secondary, and then quickness comes as you develop those skills.
Why accuracy before speed?
Because you can't miss fast enough to win.
Exactly.
Yeah, doesn't matter if it's a gunfight or a shooting course or a competition. You can't miss fast enough to win. You have to be able to hit.
If you're shooting fast and not hitting anything, and I'm shooting slowly but I'm getting good hits,
you're gonna win.
I win. Yeah.
So, we're doing that. Then I don't want to give away the whole curriculum because that would be boring. Yeah.
Some of the loading and unloading, how to use your sights.
Yep.
How to press your trigger.
Yep.
Grip,
stance, all that stuff.
And then reloading.
Yeah, reloading.
Clearing jams.
Yeah, because that's so when you have a jam like this,
you're shooting the wrong ammo.
Yeah.
For those of you who aren't watching, there's a dummy 223 sitting out of the top of a 9mm.
You just sweep it.
Yeah. Nope.
Nope.
No, you're bending the round actually.
Yep. I
Like
did
another
that.
one.
Yeah, that's all right. It's fine.
So
it didn't wreck it. That's tough stuff.
Yeah. And then some strong hand, support hand.
Yep.
Shooting with one hand.
Yeah, some one-handed shooting.
Yep. And in time,
And then some two-handed shooting.
And some two-handed shooting. That's one pistol in each hand for those of you who.
That's course number 3.
That's core. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dual wielding.
Dual wielding.
You get the temple index and the dual temple index.
Yeah.
You look like a unicorn. Wait, they have one horn.
Yeah.
It's like a cow, a steer. Well, we are in Alberta.
Steer shooting.
This is the steer hold.
shoot guys like you and barbecue them here.
Yeah. So don't go around like this then, is what you're saying. Don't walk out to the ranch.
Push-up drills are the best. Oh, you know what? Every time you miss your target, we make you do push-ups.
Ooh.
We make you do push-ups.
Every time anybody misses, I do push-ups. What are you gonna do?
Push-ups.
I'm good at push-ups.
Yeah, because you don't weigh anything.
Well, it's not my fault. Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be nice.
We're on the air. You've been calling me fat, old, and broken for 2 days now.
I'm not gonna say it publicly on the air.
Yeah, because then people really know.
That would be mean.
Yeah.
I'm not cruel. I'm just mean.
So let's switch it over to Adriel. As a student in this class, potentially.
And worker. And employee.
No, as a student in this class, what kind of expectations would you have going in for what you want from your instructor and what you expect to learn?
For me, what I'm looking for is consistent grip angle and better accuracy.
That's what you want to learn?
I want to work on my accuracy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Consistent grip angle. Can you elaborate on that and define that a little bit?
I think we were messing around with this earlier today. So, I mean, the thing that I need to do is get a more consistent grip and consistent grip early before punching out, because before I was drawing my pistol and gripping somewhere out here, and sometimes it was a good grip and sometimes it was not such a good grip and I'd have to adjust it.
Instead of shooting, now you're adjusting.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
As opposed to I acquire the perfect grip here and I punch out and I can start shooting anytime. From here, I can just start shooting.
All the way up.
Right. And I'm also, now that I have my grip, I'm looking at my target. And as I'm looking at my target, my sight comes in the peripheral vision. I pick it up. And as soon as I'm extended,
Peripheral?
I press. What did I say?
Peripheral? You said peripheral.
Which ones?
Peripheral.
Peripheral. Potato.
Preferable.
Preferably.
You're preferably
You pick the sight up on the way and then press. So yeah, and that's cool if we as instructors can explain to you how us correcting your technique will result in better accuracy downrange.
And I believe it.
Yeah, and that's our goal.
We're going to start off with the student shooting a group for us with
no intervention.
Yeah, we're just going to let them shoot a group, and then we're going to have them put their name on it. We're going to put that away. We're not even going to look at it. We're just going to put it away. And then we're going to do that same drill again.
We say we're not going to look at it, but I'm going to.
We'll be judging you as you shoot. Quietly in our
We will judge you, but internally.
There will be some pointing. I'll be pointing to Trevor and pointing at the student. And going, we'll be tittering.
Some eye rolling.
Yeah, there'll be some of that. But we won't say
first 1911 jams.
There's going done.
Brimstone.
Will rain.
Fire.
Down. Yes.
Yeah.
How many 1911s do we have coming?
Well, one.
One for sure.
Yeah.
One for sure.
So we can't wait for that to crap the bed.
Is it a Nork 1911?
It might not if it is. That's the odd thing.
Yeah.
Those cheap ones just run forever.
Yeah, no, seriously. The one that we have purchased for Archie runs.
Yeah.
I've had it at the range twice. Sorry, Archie, I'm shooting your gun. Ted from the Black Badge that we taught in the Miramichi one time. Straight up Norinco. Cell phone holders for mag pouches. I didn't realize what they were until like halfway through. Yeah, old school flip phone, cell phone. They were great.
Worked.
Yeah. I told Ted one time, I said, Ted, man, the only time that gun stops running is when it's out of ammo. And we had another long time experienced shooter and long time reloader and long time this and long time that with a Para Ordnance 1911. Oh my God.
Wouldn't run.
Well, one of the so 45 brass is expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he would take the bullets in the tray, take fluorescent orange marking paint, and spray all the bullets.
Oh, it's not gonna work.
Oh,
where do you think that orange paint mostly ended up?
Yeah, in the chamber.
Into everything.
Into everything, really. In the extractor channel, and the firing pin channel, and the everything. Yeah. Well, that's not a good.
Use as a marker now.
Good.
It makes it easier to find the cases though, because they're jammed inside the gun.
I can see the stoppage. Yeah.
I found it. There it is.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Okay. Well, that kind of gives some insight. We asked the listeners a couple of months back, tell us what your expectations are from the course, and I think 2 people replied.
Now we forget what they were, so it doesnabout matter what you said. You're getting what you get.
Yeah. And to everybody else, I guess you'll just be happy with whatever. So. No, I mean, how about this? as an instructor, what are your goals for this course? At the end of the course, you want to look back and say, I achieved these 3 things.
3 things. Well, the
let's go with
first
one.
thing, well, no, I could probably do 3. The first
All right.
one is I want to achieve everybody leaving the range with the same number of holes they began with. So safety is obviously my prime. I would like to see people go from mediocre or your sort of standard safety mindset to a hyper vigilant safety mindset. I like to see that on the gun range.
Let me give you an example of that. We were in several gun stores today, and the muzzle control was ridiculous and unacceptable.
Right.
I was muzzled more times by one a-hole today. I almost said something. Instead, I just went to the other end of the store, right? He's muzzling the clerk. He's muzzling me. And I know there's a trigger lock on the gun, but why not practice safe gun handling all the time?
All the time.
So, yes, we instill in our students in the class that all guns are loaded all the time, whether it has a trigger lock on it, whatever. Just beat that into them.
Treat it like it's loaded. And you see us waving guns around here, but not once has that muzzle crossed in front of anybody.
Right.
We are so careful. I mean, we even temple index. You know,
That's how you can be safe.
That's it right there.
We want our students to go from muzzling people in the gun store to rolling their eyes when they see somebody in a gun store doing it,
Right.
and they won't do it anymore.
Yeah.
That's a great first goal. Second?
I would like to see the students walk away from the course with the ability to shoot at least twice as accurate as they were coming into the course. I would like to see those groups shrink by 50%. So that first target they shoot, I would like to see it half the size by the end of the day. So that is going to be basic, fundamental shooting where you have a good stance. You start from the feet up, right? You get a good grip, and you get a perfect sight alignment, and then you get that perfect trigger press. And whether or not they get to that perfect tomorrow or on Saturday, they won't. But as long as they start down that road where they can start really honing in on using a gun to put a projectile right where they want it. And the third thing is I want them all to have fun. I want them to leave that range going, that was a good time. I enjoyed myself and I learned something. Maybe I learned something and I enjoyed myself. That's probably the better way to do that. So I like them to be entertained. I like them to have fun, but I like them to learn something and come away with it with a little bit better accuracy and a lot more safety.
Mm.
And I'm not saying that, insinuating that they're not safe now. I don't know half these people.
Well, exactly right. Yeah, we can't make any assumptions about. I'm not assuming that I'm better than they are.
Of course not.
You don't.
We're just passing on what limited knowledge we have.
Yeah. And at this point, it is limited. I mean, we haven't been doing this for a decade. We haven't taken tons of classes, but you and I
have to know what we're doing.
Yeah. And I mean, we instruct every day anyway.
Sure.
So
every time I'm at the range, I end up instructing somebody on how to. I mean, I should give a shout out to, I forget his name. You guys know him? I forget his name.
Matt?
No.
Nope.
Another guy. I forget his name. Do you forget his name? All right, we've all forgotten his name. His name's I forget his name. But at the Evanston Gun Club, I was there shooting, and the guy.
Oh, this guy.
I was shooting rifle, and he was shooting rifle, and then we were leaving. He got to his truck. Goes, "Hey, you want to shoot a pistol?" I'm like, "Oh, you got a pistol?" I did the whole I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, you got a pistol? I'd love to try shooting a pistol. Well, I watched him shoot like one mag, and I said, "Okay, look, I'm a firearms instructor. Do you mind if I give you some pointers?" And he said, "Oh man, would you?" And so we went through basically our course in about 15 minutes.
Nice.
And he went from looking very awkward and ungainly shooting his gun to a proper stance, proper grip, shot, proper
so he wasn't doing this anymore, leaning on his heels.
That's right. He was leaning into it instead, and his groups were shrinking considerably, and he was able to hit what he was aiming at. So it was, we're always instructing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So what about you? What are some of the goals you'd like to see?
Well, yours, so I'm not going to repeat them, but I'll add one more, is that I'm hoping that through constructive criticism, feedback, or something, that there's something that you and I both take away that we can bring to our next course to make us better instructors.
Right. I like that.
There's always learning. We will learn from our students. And, maybe I'll explain something to a student and won't get it. And you'll come along and you'll explain it a different way and the student will get it. Right.
Right.
And so you have to, it's the same. And we're going to take the same approach to this as IPSC takes the black badge. Right. We're going to tell you, we're going to show you, and then we're going to let you do. Right. Because there are visual learners, there are auditory learners, and there are kinesthetic learers. And it's the old Chinese proverb. Tell me and I will forget. show me and I will remember, let me do and I will learn. Right? So everybody learns differently, and some students I'll connect with right away, and my method of explaining something will work. Others,
that's the one where you use 4,000 words to explain something that could take 20.
Correct.
Okay.
Right? And then
just curious,
and then not, and then you'll come in, and we had this downstairs with Adriel. I was demonstrating something, but was having a hard time articulating why it was the proper way or whatever, and you stepped in and you were able to articulate what I was demonstrating. Right. So it was,
well, we're a good team.
Yeah, absolutely. But then next time I'll be able to articulate it better.
Right. I forget what it was now, so maybe we won't, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure
it'll come up again. Yeah. Because mistakes we make often.
Never,
all the time.
That's impossible.
Me fell English.
That's what Brian Bolivar says. Hi, Brian. That's all. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, is that sort of the rabbit holes that we need to go down? Is it time to move on to some upcoming events and then rip off some listener email and then
I like it.
Wrap this up?
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
any listeners who are listening and on Facebook or not Facebook, on YouTube there, and you have questions you want answered before we wrap up, now's your chance to get them in. We don't want to miss you, but we're not going to hang around all night because we have things to do.
Yeah, we have
pizza to eat.
Pizza to eat
and beers to drink with listeners.
Right. Do you guys got t-shirts yet?
If you're listening, Matt, Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper. Yes. Matt, unless you already have it on hand warm, don't bother.
Yeah, it's all right.
Give him tap water.
I'll pick one up on the way. Oh, the tap water here is awesome.
If you like drinking from a pool. Chlorine much? Kelly, why don't you save us from ourselves? We're trying to dig up stupid, but we're not doing it. Start the upcoming events for us, please, Kelly.
Oh, well, I'm totally not on the right page.
I totally didn't give you enough time to get there.
Yeah,
you
so
did.
we'll just drag this out for a couple of seconds longer.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
There she is. Right. Okay, go.
So the 2016. Okay, you guys need to move the mic there. I keep hearing myself. Hi. Okay, 2016 CNSCA Sporting Clays National Championships at Wapiti Shooters Club in Grand Prairie. It's going to be September 1st to the 4th. We have active killer defense course. It's going to be in London, Ontario on August 21st. And Rick's also doing an urban pistol course in Barrie, Ontario on September 17th. And we also have the Practical Shooters of Canada is proud to announce the first Canadian Precision Rifle Series, or the PRS match, to happen at the 4th Canadian Division Training Centre just outside of Meaford, Ontario. The Meaford Long Range Steel Challenge from September 2nd through to the 4th. We also have the 2016 Algonquin Cup. It will be taking place at the Eagle Lake Gun Club in Sunridge, Ontario on September 18th. August 20th to the 21st, we have Earl Green from Baseline Green Tactical. We'll be at the Regina Wildlife Federation for a two-day carbine course. You can check out the link that we probably put there a couple of weeks ago. Jason, he sent us something to say that the BC Provincial, so the Clays, will be July 29th to the 31st, which is already over. We should have taken that one out. And Brian, Valkyrie Defense is having a counter ambush course in Battle Creek, Michigan on October 9th, 2016. You can visit their website. Also, Brian sent the Appleseed Project is having an Appleseed in Coshocton, Ohio on September 10th, 11th. I'll be there, so if you're interested, go there. And you can also check that out on the Appleseed website as well. And finally, there's the Ladies' Day, Saturday, September 17th at the Napanee District Rod and Gun Club. They're looking for line ROs, line coaches, and also people to do the barbecuing and that as well. You can contact Mike Atkinson at MIKE Atkinson 161@gmail.com. So that's it.
Yeah, there.
Man,
awesome.
Cool. All right, great job, Kelly.
Okay, you guys traded spots.
We were told to by the executive producer. We do what we're told.
Oh, okay. See, I'm reading stuff like I was told, but then you guys switch.
Yeah.
Well, Jewel told us to change spots. We changed spots.
Oh, yeah.
Why is this a problem for you?
Because it happened and I wasn't seeing it. So. It's fine.
We were on mute. We were talking about you the whole time you were reading.
Awesome.
You're saying how articulate you are.
Very articulate.
She is articulate.
Very articulate. articulate. Yes.
Potato.
Kelly, do you want to unless you're reading the comments, Kelly, you wouldn't get that joke. Kelly, will you take the news story that you put in?
Because you put it in, right?
You
don't
put
know
it
what
in.
it is.
Okay, so last night, yeah, I can still hear myself. Sorry. So the news story is that last night the Toronto police force were called out for a gun, and there was a man with a gun. So anyways, what it was they were looking around, and then they found a mannequin of Arnold Schwarzenegger from Terminator days, and that was what they actually found. Yeah, so and they were tweeting it basically, and they tweeted, "I'll be back." They said no danger, but Arnold. So anyways, that's it. That's the only story I put in.
Cool.
And
Oh, what? Try again.
I can't think
You
of a
froze.
good word.
I gotta reboot you, I think.
Interesting story, Kelly. Thank you for sharing. Pause does work.
Yeah.
Pause before
You pause, and then nice things.
say the
come out
bad
of-
thing in the
the
inside.
bad thing in the good words come out.
Yeah.
Coping techniques.
Yeah.
All
Hey,
right.
it's been a Pokemon story.
A Poke. Oh.
Do you know that at the West Edmonton Mall there are Pokemon stops?
Yeah, of course. there
I
are.
knew that. Of course, I was there.
Like we should have just waited there and beat somebody up.
It's a great way to get into the news.
We'll make the news.
Yeah. Who wants to take this one?
You do.
Nope.
All right. This is a quick note to congratulate Jason
From
Gallen.
Steve.
I was going to get to that at the end.
Oh.
This is,
We always say from Steve, then we read it. Sorry,
I
I
was
should have
breaking
taken
the mold.
Don't break the
I
mold.
was paradigm.
We need
shift.
that mold. Don't break it.
All right, sorry, man. So from Steve, he says a quick note to congratulate Jason Gallen on achieving rifleman at the Appleseed in Skowhegan. I know he's a friend of the show. Jason was one of three who earned rifleman and was the first shooting a 228. I believe on the first
That's
day.
a big number.
Yep.
That's cool. With
We got updates on his shooting. So every time he shot it,
there and represented you all very well. He was very helpful and had a great attitude, and got along well with everyone. We had a great time. Looking forward to the next one. That's it. Thanks, Steve. Well, thank you, Steve, for pointing that out.
But Steve, did you have story time with Gallen?
Yeah, I hope so. If you had story time with Gallen, Steve, you'll know what we're talking about. You should write back and tell us what story you heard.
Yeah. If you had no, but you can't because none of it's fit for the air.
Oh no, we're not going to read it on the air if you
Yeah.
write back.
Yeah, but tell us
No.
if it was the story involving
He
the
did. I understand his dog made a full recovery. He got Jason Gallen stories.
Oh, he totally did. That's the story I was going to ask about. Did you hear the story about the vet that hung up on him?
we
Steve,
can't.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
P.S. I understand his dog made a full recovery.
Yeah.
Listeners, you have to come out to one of our events for no other reason other than to listen to Gallen tell horrible stories.
That's basically it. They are terrible.
was-
Not that the story itself is terrible, not the storytelling is terrible. The content is
It's
terrible.
terrible.
It's R-rated, X-rated.
It's triple X-rated.
Sometimes it's just not good to
They
listen.
wouldn't even accept it in Germany. Like that's how
bad. it
Sorry,
is.
Edith.
Yeah. Don't bring it. Basically, we're saying don't bring your kids to a story time with Gallen. That's if you see that on like Craigslist or something.
Or don't bring your
Don't
teenage
go.
daughters anywhere near Gallen.
No.
All right. So here's
No.
a quick story with Gallen.
Is it safe? for the
Gallon's
show?
Gallon's at the prom with his girlfriend. He's 33 and she's 18. And a teacher says, "You can't smoke here." He says, "Go away, kid. I'm older than you." That's Gallen.
Yeah.
I don't think the age gap was quite that much.
Probably not quite.
Probably worse.
Probably was.
All right.
So that's the only listener feedback we
Yeah.
have this week.
So if
All
you'd
right.
like to email the show, you can do so by sending your email to slamfireradio@gmail.com. No iTunes reviews or Stacy missed us.
One or the other.
No,
One or
I-
the other.
Either way, thank you. A huge shout out to Stacy for
Checking it every
regularly
week, yeah.
sending in our iTunes.
That was
reviews.
my attempt at throwing Stacy under the bus.
No,
Didn't go
see,
well.
I'm putting her on the bus.
I see that.
Pretty sure she's listening right now.
Pretty
I saw her
sure.
on there earlier.
Uh-oh.
So hi, Stacy.
Mhm.
Hi, Stacy. I'm sorry.
You're
no
awesome.
reviews.
Yes, the Appleseed Princess is awesome.
Yep.
But no iTunes reviews this week. So, but please leave us a 5-star review. We've got 137 so far, and the reviews come from 106 Canadian. You guys didn't catch that?
I heard it.
106 Canadian, 28 US, 1 Australian, 1 UK, one Lithuanian, and one from Belgium.
Yeah, if you're listening from a remote country,
we want to know about it.
And by remote, I mean somewhere other than North America.
Yeah.
We're the center of the universe, obviously.
No, we left Toronto. That was yesterday.
Oh, that was yesterday.
Yeah.
And we were just in the center of the universe.
We were.
Apparently.
Yeah.
But,
now we're left of center.
We are.
Looking at a map.
So
Depending on which way you're looking.
Yeah. This next line is funny. You know, if your 5-star review, if you make it funny, you might hear it on the show. We read them all.
Oh, there's Stacy. She says, hi, guys.
Yeah.
There you go.
And Jewel says, buy blinds because there's...
I have some.
The blinds are actually down.
They're there.
Yeah.
And will the CFO give you a permit to carry if you need to hide the gun from your wife? From Mailman NB.
That's a good idea. So she doesn't find it at home.
I guess it
You
would
know,
depend
take it
on the
in the house.
relationship between the CFO and his wife and how
I
he
guess.
felt about it.
Maybe.
Yeah. So,
Interesting question.
Yeah.
Mailman NB. I wonder if that's... I know a couple mailmen from NB.
oh, I know one in particular.
Yeah, I know a few.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll see if we'll give you permit if you need to hide it from. I don't know, but maybe maybe.
Maybe.
Anyway,
It's
blue hatted sister friend. I don't know what that means. Stay away from 50 Shades of Jay, says Jewel.
blue hat in Apple State.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so they're basically telling Stacy to stay away from Jason.
Oh no, that was.
No, that
those
was
are
me.
two different. Those are two
stay
different.
away from 50 Shades of yeah. Okay.
All
But
right.
it's good advice.
It is, yeah, staying away from Jay.
Yeah. You see, anyway, all right. Kelly, you got some shout outs?
Well, I just had one. It was for Jason because he's going to actually do Maple Seed out east because he's the only one out of you guys to have a patch. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Just
yeah. That's cool.
Here's my patch.
This is my patch. Right here.
Just saying.
Mine's on my arm.
You know what we should do tomorrow? We should print off some of the this month's Armed Squirrels project.
And shoot them?
Yeah.
They're pistol.
It's
right?
pistol,
Yeah.
and I haven't shot it yet.
Try that.
Yeah. We'll have our own little micro competition between us because I'm that guy.
Yes, he is. He certainly is.
But
So-
I embrace it.
He can shoot the targets. We'll just shoot him. We'll win.
Yeah. Is that any other shout outs, Kelly?
No, that's it for me.
All right.
Anyways.
My shout out is to Jim Smith and his team. Jim Smith was the match director for the 2016 IPSC Canadian National Championships in Halifax. Jim did an amazing job, and all of his team did an amazing job. Craig Farron raised $45,000. I know I said it already, but speaking as a match director, they put on one heck of a show. It's very impressive. To everybody from the Nova Scotia region that volunteered to help make it a success, thank you very much. You guys put on a world-class event. Andy Shan and Stephen Casey, there are no words for how much I appreciate both you guys and everything you did for myself and Muffin. Thank you so much. And I can't wait for the spring bank. Good times. So,
Cool.
Matthew, Adriel, any shout outs?
Yeah, I got a shout out for Rahelia.
Sure.
Rahelia.
Yeah.
She helped me pick out the swag that I'm bringing home to Jewel. And so I just wanted to give her a shout out, and she has a very unique name, and so I just wanted to say it again. And she probably doesn't listen anyway, but she helped me pick out something for Jewel. So
She also gave us the opportunity for an awesome joke as we were
she
leaving
really
the
did.
store.
She really did. Yeah, because she handed me the things that I purchased and said, "Do you want a bag?" I said,
No,
"No, I'll just stick in my pocket." And so I wandered around the store with these in my pocket because whatever. And then as I was leaving, she says, "Hey, what's that? Or is that something in your pocket?"
To which I replied, "No, he's just happy to see you." Yeah, it was awesome.
And for Jewel, if she's still watching, Molly says hi.
Aww.
It's just like Salem said, "Put me down, get this thing off me." No, real cuddle bug. So, all right, we're gonna wrap this up. So please join one of our national farms associations, such as the CCFR or the CSSA. It's important to support those who support us, especially now with the 25 round 1022 mags. These three groups are trying to do something together for a change. So let's get behind them and help them out. Check us out on the Gun Owners of Canada. Like us on Facebook. We're at 1,483 and 107 thumbs up, 10 gold stars and counting, 2 flukes, 2 mini flippers, 2 kangaroo thumbs, and 1 safe space. We need more gold stars.
We need more gold stars, really.
Speaking from an educational point of view,
Gold
right?
stars.
Yeah, So
And participation
need that
ribbons. We need some
after.
participation ribbons.
no, we need a chart. We need a chart for like our show and all the other shows,
And we put.
and the gold stars, right? So
Yeah.
the show with the most gold stars feels the best.
That's
The
right.
show with the least gold stars feels the
Feels the
worst.
worst.
Because that's what those charts do, right?
Yes.
Feel good about yourself, feel bad about yourself. So, yeah. All right.
I like
That's all I got.
All
Good
right,
night,
then.
everybody.
it. Good night, Kelly.
Good night, Kelly.
Good night, guys.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next week. Later.
Now you gotta press the button.
Bye.
This is the post show. You edit this out after you're done. This is just the post show.
Oh, wow.
And
Your mouse goes from one monitor to the other?
isn't that
Yeah.
neat? It's two monitors hooked up together.
One mouse, two monitors.